Hello, welcome back to another solo Thirsty Thursday live stream. So, I am in a new spot. So, as you guys can see, and starting probably next week or the week after, we'll probably start bringing guests back, maybe even after the holiday, just because my office is a mess and I have so much stuff to do. But I figured I want to give this a test run, make sure all my equipment is set up, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me and if we're good to go with sound. And awesome, Tony. Yeah, I'm super stoked. It's been a minute. It feels like ages just because of my move and how everything's been going. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Just put a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. That would be awesome. So tonight, pretty much we're just gonna shoot the smack, hang out for 30 minutes, an hour, depending on how the chat goes. All clear? Awesome. Thank you. And we'll talk about a little bit about like how to get into the field of cybersecurity, if it's penetration testing, defensive security, and maybe how to land the job. I have some talking points, so because I know I can go off on rants and everything like that. So, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, it's tough when you're talking to yourself, and so please ask questions as you as we go. And awesome. Hey, what's up, Paul? How's it going? Uh, awesome to see you here, and you have to come to the new spot whenever you can, whenever you're down my neck of the woods. But so obviously we're coming to the end of 2024 in about a month and a half now, and I just wanted to highlight a few things on maybe how you can get into the world of cybersecurity in 2025. That's why I put like how to land or how to get into, how to learn cybersecurity, and in about 2 weeks, Try Hack Me has the Advent of Cyber as well for the whole month of December. And I'm super grateful to be part of it again. So I'll be doing a day with them. So, obviously that's another avenue that you can check out. It has defensive security, offensive security, DevSecOps. It has so many cool things. Obviously, I can't disclose too much, but it has a whole bunch of fun things and cool people, like O'Day, Ryan Montgomery, Tyler, Kevin, or KevTech. There's David. There's so many cool people. I think who else is going to be there that I saw on the little introduction? I forget who else. I think Cyber Megan, or Maddie, I think. Excuse me. Sorry, don't kill me. I'm really bad with names. But so yeah, so if you have obviously questions while we hang out for the next 30 minutes, an hour, shoot it in the chat. And I want to go over just some stuff, right? Just shoot the smack. So obviously the goal for tonight is we're going to go ahead and outline any cybersecurity and what to expect and practical aspects of what you should do if you're getting into the offensive side, the defensive side, which is pen testing for the offensive, and maybe want to be a SOC analyst or something like that. I was pretty sick last week, so if my voice is a little choppy, I apologize. I've been under the weather, so yeah. So, different resources, obviously, like I said, Try Hack Me, there's Hack the Box, there's other platforms like my own little training that I have for beginners, pen testers. And so one that I've been checking out, or I checked it out one time because someone that I know told me about it, was Vuln Labs. I thought that was really, really cool. And, it's Windows environments, so you can check that out. And let me see if I can get their site and I can throw it in the chat. It's Vuln Labs. And yep, was it Vuln Lab or Vuln Lab? I think this is it right here. Hey, what's up, Aaron? That's it there. And let me just put my little thing here, my little copy and paste. If you want, you can support the channel. Everything goes back into the channel, obviously. And yeah. So let's see. We'll take some questions towards the end, but I'll see if I can answer any. I know the hacker put something prior to me coming on. I don't know whether to start I don't know whether to start this cybersecurity journey by first getting the CompTIA A+ or Security Plus. Please help. So the hacker, I don't know what your experience is today, but if you are a total new person into the field of cybersecurity, if you can answer a few of these questions, are you currently working in the IT industry? And if you're not, obviously you can start out with Network Plus, A Plus, and then Security Plus. Those three will give you a foundation of what the fundamentals are, some basic fundamentals in networking, and then some security fundamentals as well. And then you can get into whatever avenue you want to get into, if it's pen testing and whatever area of pen testing you want to get into, right? Like web app, internal, external. And yeah, people say you need to know it all. I think that's a fib, you know? And I always like to say is I probably sound like a broken record. I've been very successful in my career, not knowing, for example, web app testing or coding or programming. And people, sometimes these people try to shove it down your throat. And I'm a walk-in example, right? I've been pretty successful in my career without really coding. So does it help? Absolutely. But Pentest GPT or what is this other one? White Rabbit or whatever. Like these things write code for you. Like, why do I have to learn this shit? You know what I mean? Just throw in whatever you want. I was tinkering around last night, just like messing around. And I was like, can you write me a piece of ransomware to encrypt Windows? And it literally like wrote it. I tested it and it put the key on my C drive to decrypt the files, which I'm no coder and I'm no ransomware writer. And I did it in a matter of 3 seconds. So for those people out there that says that you need to learn coding, I don't think that's really true anymore. Please put your thoughts in the comments, and I want to hear what you think. With all this AI and GPTs and all this stuff that you don't really need to actually code, you can have something write it for you. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah, so the hacker, I hope that answers your question. And thank you, Dan. Welcome back. Awesome. Thank you. If you're still here, chill out, relax, take a chill pill, and all clear. Awesome. I'm just going down the chat. Happy hacking all. Awesome. Thank you. Sec Interview Hub. Good to see you. And I wanted to ask too, I actually put a note on here. Like you can see my office is obviously a little disorganized. I have shit everywhere. I wanted to get some ideas because I'm not very autistic. I'm not very design. Like in this room, in my new studio office, whatever you want to call it, is like 2 times the size of my old house. So it's like it's so much bigger. And now it's like I feel like I have to, put in more things to cover the space. So I don't know. It's driving me crazy because I'm so used to like a small spot, and now it's like double. And yeah, so if you guys are watching this after or during, like some cool things, some cool designs, and I actually got my 100,000 subscriber little thing. I'll probably do an unboxing video and talk about that and my journey, from soup to nuts, and how long it took when I hit 100,000 subscribers until I got it to my door. Because after a couple months, I was eager to get it, especially I knew when I was moving. And I was like, oh snap, like maybe they're going to send it to my old address. And it was stressful, but I got it. So super grateful for that. All right. So Dockside Danny, what are your thoughts on someone getting into cybersec straight into a pen testing role? Is that realistic? Absolutely. I think anything is realistic. It all depends on what you want and how much time and how much effort you want to put into your career, right? And I like to use analogies. I'm big on analogies. It's like saying Mike Tyson, right? He's fighting tomorrow night. I can't wait. It's like he's been out of the game. So is it realistic that he can knock out someone half his age? Is he going to have more stamina? So, I think he's going to knock the shit out of him, but that's just mine. If you guys are into, I'm not really into boxing, but it's Mike Tyson, who's not going to watch that fight just to get, the hype up. Hopefully he doesn't have no like heart conditions tomorrow. I'm like, I would fucking flip out and be like messing up my Friday night. But yes, so to answer your question, it is definitely doable. So to kick this stream off, what are your thoughts on Outlook and privacy and compliance? So my outlook and privacy and compliance, that's an actually a good question. I never got into the compliance or GRC or anything like that, but I think privacy and compliance is a big aspect of cybersecurity, and that's just another entry point or another field that you can get, or space or area or whatever you want to call it, that you can get into in the cybersecurity space. I think I think it's super important to know, even if you're a pen tester, even if you're in different areas of the game, privacy and compliance, that, especially if you have like HIPAA, SOC 1, SOC 2, PCI DSS, these kind of regulatory compliant things, you need to know it. And I think it's important. Hey, Pat, hope you're having a good week. I'm going to school for cybersecurity right now, and I want something to know inside of it. Yes, so that's a good question, Aaron, and thank you for stopping by. Hopefully, you're still here. You can I'll answer your question now. So I think what you can do right along with your cybersecurity diploma or your degree, I think me personally, it all depends on where you're at in your career, and what you've touched. Try Hack Me is a little more user friendly, right? It's a little more hand holding versus Hack the Box is more like you have Hack the Box Academy, which is hand holding as well, but it's a little more it's a little more difficult in my opinion. And then if you're doing like the boxes, like Hack the Box, yeah, we have some CTFs on Hack the Box, excuse me, on Try Hack Me, that you can just spawn up the box, and then you can go ahead and just get your IP address and get user and root, right? But most of the time, I think their mission is to help people from start to finish. So how are you getting this flag? So it's going to guide you. Okay, first it gives you a little story or some kind of direction, and you say, okay, you can go ahead and run Nmap. Then with your Nmap results, then you can take that result and go to the next thing. And how can you get your initial foothold and blah, blah, blah. So it gives you that versus Hack the Box. It gives you an IP address and tells you to go take a hike and good luck, right? But obviously, if you're learning, you can do some of the retired boxes. There's a lot of walkthroughs on the internet, InfoSec, and I did some of myself. And there's so much learning out there. And to be honest, you can use Pentester GPT, and it will help you a good bunch. So hopefully that answers your question, Aaron. Vuln Labs is solid. Yeah, Vuln Labs is solid. Yeah, I tried it one time the other night, and not the other night. I'm sorry, just before I moved. So it was probably 2-3 weeks ago before I broke down my system. I have no prior knowledge. I want to start from zero. So yeah, I think if you have no prior knowledge of, like, if you're working as the hacker, the pizza man, and you want to get into cyber, I think there's some stepping stones that you have to come through before you become a pen tester. Yeah, there is some stories and some folks out there that came from being a pool guy to a pen tester. They came from being like the mayor, Joe from TCM. He was a mayor. He couldn't get into he couldn't get like a desktop or a system admin position. No one wanted to hire him. So, Heath Adam, I think, gave him a shot, and he's fucking killing it. Right. So it's definitely possibilities. But if you're starting from zero, I think starting with your A+, Network Plus, Security Plus will give you that fundamental, and then understand some networking, operating systems, Linux, Windows, and everything like that. Realistically, you need Security Plus for HR. It all depends on what kind of companies I don't even know where you are in the world, right? So I have a friend, and usually he helps me on my streams and he helps me on my Discord. When he got his first IT job, he has 0 certifications. And the way he did it is because I know a friend. I went to high school with one of my good buddies. I hooked him up, and now he's the top performing person there. And he was a mechanic. So it's definitely, it all depends on, what kind of companies you want to get hired for, and don't expect to make mega bucks, your first job. And I think that's where misconceptions come in. You see these people, you can make over $100,000 from fucking Pasquale's Pizza Parlor to cybersecurity, and that's not realistic, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe now things will change, the economy will probably get better, but I'm going to keep politics out of this conversation. If you're in the US, obviously, that's what I'm saying. But for knowledge and then it's just, yeah, you could just go through the course, for the Network Plus. You can definitely just go through that, understand, learn the protocols, learn the OSI model, understand. Like I ran cables through, throughout my house. And Glenn, if you're on here tonight, shout out to Glenn. And he ran cables in my house, Cat 6. I have 10 gig throughout my whole house. And so what I'm saying is like the Network Plus will teach you what is a Cat 6, what is a Cat 6A, what is a Keystone Jack, what is like the physical aspect as well. At least when I did it, I don't know how it is today. I know I had to learn like 586B, 586A, the cable, white, orange, white, green, blue, white, green, brown, white, brown, and crossover cables. I had to learn all this. And now I don't know how it is today, but I think it's definitely good knowledge to know. All right, let's keep going down. Maybe we just go down these things for a bit. I know Hack the Box has certification. What about Try Hack Me? Yes, Hack the Box does have some certifications now. Try Hack Me does not at the moment. And I don't work for Try Hack Me, so I'm not sure what they're cooking behind the scenes, but I can see in the future that they make a certification, but I'm not sure. If anyone from Try Hack Me is here, if there's something that's working in the mix, go ahead and spill the beans or keep it to yourself. I don't know, but I don't know. Let me get a drink. Man, like being sick and trying to talk just straight. My green teas, me and my crack. All right. So, hey, Pat, is it worth it to get the 1-year membership TCM's Academy? What's the best deals for Bachelor? So I love TCM. I think Heath is an awesome guy and what he's doing for the community. I think if, 1-year membership, they have a lot of good content on there. I think I did it. I made this. I think I never went through every single piece of content of his, just because I felt like, I was only going through the areas that I wanted to make sure I was proficient with, or like some areas that I'm like, okay, I think I need a little bit more help in this area. So I think when I did my PMPT review video, I showed like I never did the Privest videos. I think the only thing I did was like the, what was it? Like 60 or 40% of the PEH. Like I skipped all like the Python stuff, all the stuff that I knew or I thought that was not going to be on the PMPT, because I wasn't going to waste my time learning something that's not going to be on the exam, because my whole purpose was to pass the exam, not really so much learn all the content in there. That's just me, right? Like that might be different for someone else. So to answer your question, I think it's definitely worth it. They have a lot of good stuff, especially, I'm not sure, Red Boy, like where you're at in your career, but it's definitely informative. And the PMPT is different than like the OSCP or EJPT or whatever other, except like the CPTS from Hack the Box is a little different. But the biggest difference is like you go through the full pen testing experience. You start from the outside, you get your way in, you get a foothold, you do your enumeration, you get your hashes, and you do a pen test. And at the end, you write your report, and then you have to debrief this report. So that's where the differentiator is, right? So you get to experience that full on experience. So I think it's worth it. Hopefully that answers you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I try to just give information when I can and shoot the shit, come on. And hey, there goes Glenny boy. Compliance is a pain in the air, but you have to know they're going to help many people. Yep. Consider it a specialization. Yeah, it's definitely a specialization. And it's an area that, if you want to do it, whatever floats your boat, you know? So let's keep going down. Do you think auditing is another way to get into GRC? I never worked in GRC. Um, so I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what the next part of this question is. Also, which OSINT tool is good to find businesses in another country? That's a good question. So I think there's so many OSINT tools. Just learning how to Google foo, and obviously knowing some of the, excuse me. So for an example, if you, I'm not sure what you mean like by which OSINT tool is good to find businesses. Are you saying like you're trying to establish business relationship, or you're just trying to look for information about that business? Like, you know, maybe you can elaborate on that. I'm not sure, but like say for example, like my business, my InfoSec Pat business, like there's ways, I'm not going to disclose this, you can do your own OSINT, but there's ways to go on the internet, find out things. And if it is a public business, you can go and you can find the address to the business. You can find who's the owner of the business, blah, 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 blah. And that's definitely a technique that I use when I'm doing OSINT against a company that I have permission to do their external pen test. But yeah. And check out, Keith Adams has his OSINT course. So I think he even has a certification for OSINT. So if that's something that you want to look into, check it out. Should I go for Sec Plus as a beginner? I think it's a good certification. All right. Let me back up for a second. So it's definitely a good certification if you want to work for, like, if you're in the US, right? And you want to work for the government. Yeah, for any government contracts, you need to have your Security Plus, right? So it's DoD, etc. But if you're trying to get in as a beginner into penetration testing, I would say go for PJPT, right? Because that'll give you maybe the understanding of an internal assessment. And then you get to write a pretty report, you get to submit it. And then you can go into, like, I'm just saying more for cost as well, right? Because I'm not going to say go get your OSCP where you have to spend 2,000 US, right? I think that's retarded. I think that's stupid. But especially if you're a beginner and the stress of doing it in 24 hours, I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, I think PJPT, PMPT, and then you can move on from there. Like, go hack the box route or whatnot. I got A plus, and no, that hasn't studied materials over the years. But do I really need the Network Plus cert? It all depends on you, man. Like, it's cool to showcase that certification. Like, certifications just validate that you have the discipline to go through a topic or a subject and complete it, right? Same thing with a degree, right? Like, you're not going to go for 4 years to college without, finishing your degree, or you're not going to go do your doctorate without doing your residency and your board, or go become an attorney. And so I guess the Kardashians, you only can take a bar exam, right? But you're not going to go through law school without taking the bar exam. So it all depends. If I had this, hey, Pat is the guy who thought you're from. Yeah, I'm not from Jersey. Actually, the Rangers are playing right now, so you guys are fucking. I'm actually taking time away for tonight, but I'll probably jump off in about 20 minutes or so. And I'm just pissed off that the Rangers lost the other night against Winnipeg. Winnipeg is fucking killing it. If anyone's a hockey fan, Winnipeg's on a different level right now. But let's see, who else? Good advice. Great. I've heard of Pentest GPT. Definitely check it out. And Glenn, the person that did the cabling in my house, he's the one that told me about it, and he showed me too. So, and it was definitely, and I haven't tried like the paid version. They do have a paid version, and I was just checking out, excuse me, I was just checking out some of their free stuff, and it's pretty informative for sure. So hello team. And do you know any real monster hackers? I'm not a monster hacker. I'm just a a kid on the internet that just bullshits with some shit. Um, Other people, there's like I know I can count on both hands as way better people than me. And I give the flowers where the flowers are due. And for an example, I'm not going to mention names because I want to keep that anonymous. But I I know someone that's really good with hack the box, right? And I did the last time I did a hack the box before I was studying was I just did like cicada, right? It took me like 30 minutes or something like that to complete it. And I know someone that did it in 4 minutes. I was like, you know, and he just did the OSEP in 4 hours, right? So he did the OSEP exam in 4 hours. That's pretty fucking good. I don't even know people that did the OSCP in 4 hours. So there's some monster hackers out there, and I think the way to learn about these folks without giving stuff away is being cool. Go into different communities, ask questions, learn, and then you start networking with those folks. And that's the most important thing in this industry is networking. And yeah, you're gonna get some oddballs and some assholes that think they're the shit, and then I just tell them to go fuck themselves. That's me, but stay humble. That's the best policy in my opinion. Unless you're gonna run into people, and if you get told what to, told off, don't fucking get upset. So if you have, what did I lose my thing? Okay, here we go. So Darkside Danny, if you don't have any connections, you have zero chance of finding a job without certifications, skills, or blog or YouTube channel. I don't agree 100% because all right, so for the new folks that are listening, before I got into YouTube, I was anonymous, right? No, I didn't put my government name on the internet. I didn't, and I was always successful in the job market, right? And I didn't really use LinkedIn until like 4 years ago, maybe. Once I started my YouTube channel, that's when I actually started putting my name out there and got a LinkedIn and started being a little more public, you know, and I was able to still find jobs. And yeah, you have to be able to provide the skill and yeah, the certification. If you do not have the connections or the networking, uh, yeah, the certification will prove to like an employee, okay, you have the certification, you have that discipline, you completed such and such, so you should be expected. But like myself, right? I did some Cisco certifications over 10 years ago now. I can't believe it. In 2015 was my last Cisco certification that I took. Can I configure routers and switches? Probably. But am I going to be as quick as I was 10 years ago? Absolutely not. I'll probably just ask ChatGPT now. There's probably a network, uh, GPT to say, oh, Cisco GPT, and I don't know, but and like, oh, help me configure this. But now with like Cisco CD, I don't even know what is in it today, but get the point. Like you don't really need to have like I guess you don't need like if you had zero experience doesn't mean you're gonna be without a job. I mean zero connections. That's what I meant. Um, hopefully that answers your question. But I think the most important thing is networking, especially if you're trying to get into the cybersecurity world. Set up a LinkedIn, start networking with folks in the community, and just stay away from the dickheads because you're gonna have those. And go to like B-side events or local meetups or whatever, and definitely like tune in to like shit like this or other people's podcasts. You have like so many other cool people that are in the industry. And if you ever want to come on the show, if you want to show face, obviously you can have that exposure too. I'm always down to get that exposure out there for folks. So enough with that rant. Can't believe it's already 7:30. Shit. All right, already on the CPTS plan, blah. Oh wait, why did it do? I don't know why my thing is just skipping. All right, let me go back. Already on the CPTS path, cool. To get a broad knowledge, I'm thinking about aiming for the OSCP and set. So Calvin, I don't know your finances, but if your company's paying for OffSec, take them all day, right? That's my say. But if it's coming out of my pocket and I have to do, CPTS or OSCP or even PMPT, the path that I would go is PMPT because I think that's the easiest one, and then CPTS. CPTS is a lot harder and it's a lot more in depth, and then if you have the funds, go for the OSCP. Yes, it's I guess, gold standard or industry standard just because HR knows the OSCP. But I think in the next couple of years, maybe sooner, CPTS is going to be the gold standard. That's just my opinion, especially that OffSec just got bought out. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Good evening. Hey, what's up? Agreed. First job should be other. Okay. I'm just trying to go through these. I guess I didn't really go through tonight's topic, but this is cool too. You shoot the shit. How would you leverage hacking certifications for other IT or tech positions on your resume? I think that's what you're saying. So leveraging hacking certifications, if you're going for pen testing positions, yeah, it's good to showcase those certifications like OSCP, PMPT, CPTS, and even GPen. I saw GPen a lot. And obviously, if you don't have 10 grand to throw out the window, I don't think that's going to be a good one to get. But I think how I would leverage it is just, man, do your basic certifications and then go in that order. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe you don't like some of the certification vendors, or maybe you don't like someone that works somewhere. Who knows? But that's what I did, and that's what I would do if I started over. That's what I meant. Sounds like a plan. I'm working right now in CBBH. Yeah, so that's exactly why I did the CBBH, which, if you guys don't know, it's from Hack the Box Certified Bug Bounty Hunter. And I'm not a web guy. I say it day in and day out. I don't like testing websites. I don't know too much about coding. Like I said, I use GPTs and I use things to help me code if I really have to do something. And the CBBH was really good. I like that one. I still have to do the TCM one as well. Since I'm settled or somewhat settled, I want to get settled in, and I want to resume the TCM. I don't even remember it. It's their web hacking that Alex teaches. I think Alex and Heath and whomever. I haven't gone through it yet, but so much going on, especially like Advent of Cyber is around the corner. So I probably won't tinker with that probably until January, to be honest. All right. So Network Plus Knowledge was my bread and butter one, threat detection. Yeah, exactly. And that's a good one because if you're going to get into threat detection, you have to understand what TCP dumps, understand the network aspect, understand what is connecting from your internal servers going out to a C2 or some kind of connection to a malicious server. How do you know how that TCP connection is established, or understanding the OSI model of how to even troubleshoot that? So that's definitely a good one. Yep. Try Hack Me has their Advent of Cyber event coming. It should be beginner friendly. And it's interesting because I picked something this year out of my wheelhouse. That's what I want to say to everyone. I picked this, and if anyone from Try Hack Me is listening, I did this on purpose. And that's all I'm going to say. So I want to have to do the video, the walkthrough. So enjoy me stumbling over whatever it throws at me, because I know it's going to be an interesting ride, and I did that on purpose. Yo, what's up, Jared? How's it going, dude? The main man of the hour. He's the Hack the Box expert. So interesting, and that's a solid path as well. Cool. What is up? Awesome. Hey, Glenn. Oh, thanks for the green tea. My crack. Yeah, this is my crack. He got hooked too. Him and his boys. Don't let them fool you. You drink one of these babies, you're gonna be fiending too. So Daniel D started the TCM SOC 1 and joined a course. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I think Andrew's teaching the SOC, right? I think Andrew, the Canadian guy. Um, that's awesome. I might have to check that out. And CPTS would be an overkill compared to, yeah. So if you, yeah, CPTS is way harder than OSCP. That's just my opinion. But let's see what else. That's the plan. So literally overkill. Yeah, OffSec. OffSec is just, I don't know, keep my comments to myself. If you get PMDT, should you get OSCP? That's a good question. Enter name, whatever, here. Enter name here. So the thing about the OSCP is people look at it as a, so if you ask maybe someone that I know, I'm not going to mention names, you're like, oh, OSCP all day because it's harder, it's 20, all the things. Like, my mindset, I don't care if it's 24 hours or you do it in a week, right? I think the least stress, or the less stress I am, and the more I'm able to learn the process versus just trying to find flags. I think like the PMPT will definitely be a one and done. And if you want to exceed, go more than just the PMPT, I think CPTS over OSCP all day. That's me, because I'm not, unless my job is paying for OffSec, I'm not an OffSec fan. I'm not going to go pay for them. I'm already, let's see. Hopefully I will be already trying to OSCP because the price is a bit crazy. Yeah, the price is really crazy. Isn't audit a part of GRC? Maybe a GRC person can answer that, because yes, probably my company to pay for it. Okay, cool. Like if your company is paying for it, fucking go all the way to the OS whatever's 3, OS whatever the fuck it is. The one that a few people like John Hammond has it. I think it's like the OSEP, OSED for developer, OSWE for the web app, and you do those 3 and you get, the 3 on the end, and then you'll be good. But I would only go that route if someone's paying for it. I wouldn't even kill myself, especially for the stress. I don't think I'm smart enough to do it in 3 or 4 hours like the OSEP. I think I'll probably need the full 48 hours. Probably. I don't know. I never even took that exam, so maybe I'm just cutting myself short. Let's see, who's that? Oh, let me actually check the score, because I don't want to miss that. I know I'm live, but I don't care. Shit, Rangers are losing. All right. Blah blah blah. I think for anyone new to the field, Security Plus is a mandatory because it gives you the idea of the IT and what security is. Absolutely, you're right about that, and it gives you that entry point because it gives you a little bit of like offensive security. It'll give you a little bit of defensive. It gives you like a taste of everything, and then you can figure out what area and what path you want to go down. So that's definitely a good way to look at it. Thanks for answering my question. Your videos are great and very useful and informative. Cheers, Sharon. I really appreciate that. I just try my best, man. That's all I do, and just whatever I can provide, I provide. And if it's helpful, I really, that's all it's about. Just giving back to the community. It's not about me. That's what people don't really realize. Even content creators, right? They do it for you, because at the end of the day, like, I don't have to be on here, right? I can just be watching the hockey game, or I can just, quit YouTube and quit giving back to the community and just live my life as I did prior to even showing my face on this camera. So I just do it because it makes impact on folks like yourself. So thank you. The Portswigger certification is solid too. Yeah, I haven't checked out too much on the Portswigger. So maybe I'll check it out. Yeah, that's funny. What Jared said, Cicada took me along because I was too stupid to use NetExec LDAP. Yeah, because you need to run that in order to get find the users Um, yeah, it was pretty interesting, guys. Big words here. I'm not sure what big words were. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Hey, I'm preparing for the CPTS. Awesome. Good luck. Knock it out. How old am I? How old do you think I am? That's a good question. How old do you think? And do your OSINT on me and see if you can figure out how old I am. Still finishing the modules. Good choice. Oh, thanks, Kev. Chips and watch the Ranger game. Yeah, I'm about to cut out in about 10 minutes, but take a wild guess on how old I am. All right, I'll tell you this much. I've been in IT for almost 20 years. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you. Thank you. Missing 2.5 modules. Which ones? And blah, blah, blah. One day I want to. 64. Not quite that old yet. If I was 64, I would definitely be retired. I'm fucking retiring before. All right, just keep saying numbers, and but you're way off. If you can only pick, where is it? If you, why does this keep? All right, if you can only pick one paid resource, such as TCM, Coursera, TryHackMe, what would it be as a beginner? Which would it be? So, if I'm an absolute beginner, me personally, if I don't like to pay if I'm starting out on something. I don't think I want to pay for something because what if I don't like that, right? Like I'm not going to go pay for something and like not like not like the content, but not like the topic, right? Like I'm not going to go buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini if I haven't driven one yet, right? Maybe I'll rent one for a day, and if I like it, then I'll buy it, right? But if I'm not going to buy I'm not going to buy something when I don't really know if I'm going to enjoy it, right? Like I'm not going to go say, "Oh, let me go buy a GRC course." Because I'm interested in GRC, but I don't know if I'm interested, but I'm interested because I don't want to be doing technical stuff anymore. And I heard it's less technical. For an example, so I'll go do some free resources, see if I understand and like the context of the content, and then go from there. But if I can pay for one, man, I I would say it all depends. If you're trying to, what is your ultimate goal? If you're trying to do like courses, TCM is good. I have one as well. If you're trying to do content, Hack the Box, right? Because their paths are very very thorough, and they're pretty good, right? So if you're an absolute beginner, I think free 99 YouTube University until you find a niche. And if you like pen testing, if that's what you're trying to get into more, like I said, I have a course. TCM has courses, and it's pretty beginner friendly. And if you're trying to get into the world of testing on a platform, you have Try Hack Me for more for beginners, Hack the Box, and like I said, Vuln Labs and etc. I am in Windows Prevesk, missing documentation and reporting. This is a beast. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Would you rather do this lab over TCM PM as you same level of difficulty at lower cost? So the pro labs are good to learn, but at the end of the day, like even if you complete that whole pro lab, that certification or that little certification of completion or whatever we get when we finish, the cool thing about that, you can do like I did it with a group of friends. A lot of my pro labs, I did it with some friends. We all gathered up every night for a few hours, and we go 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes, and we just shoot the shit and hack away. But if you're trying to have a certification on your resume, PMPT is obviously going to be better. How you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm a bit anxious with given the reviews I saw. Yeah, man. I think the thing about the CPTS was for me, everyone has their difficulties, everyone has their skill set. But for me, flag 1 and flag 8, I'm not going to say what they were, but those were like let me take my hat off. Those were the hard ones for me. So once you get into it, just everything is covered inside the course. Just take thorough notes. And if you're weak on a different specific topic, just double check your stuff and just go through it again, Curious if you know people who got certs, say, um, I'm guessing hack the box certs. That's, that applies to without necessarily going straight into the private job and straight. Love sharing. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, do I know anyone personally? Not really, but I'm I'm someone that like I I don't want to say blasted, like without really knowing the topic. So I'm very honest. I'm always been like that, and you're always going to get honesty out of me. When I was doing, I think cybernetics from and APT labs, I did probably 75% of that, or maybe 65, maybe 60%. I want to give myself benefit of that on my own, right? And then 40% I did with the team, like that helped me and helped me write some stuff because there was some stuff that was a little above my pay grade, but I wanted to do it because I was working through those labs with a group of friends, so I didn't want to give up. And yeah, did I get help? Absolutely. And that's why I think that building a community and having that experience with other people, because you guys can share and learn. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's a good one, Devin. Do you believe the CEH is still relevant? I think I have my CEH, right? And the only reason why I would say to get your CEH is going back to because some government contracts or some government entities require it, right? Is it going to teach you, to be a massive hacker? No. I'm going to be honest. Like when I did that certification, I still couldn't hack my way out of a box. You know what I mean? A plastic bag or whatever you want to call it. But I knew what the theoretical aspect was, but I didn't really know what it was to put it to practical, knowledge. And that's why I think they caught up. And I think now they have what's called CEH Master. So they have an actual area that you can have a lab. I don't know what the lab is about. I don't know if it integrates with Active Directory and all modern technologies, or if it's just like, an entry point, you get some, you get a user, you get a flag. I don't know. I can't even speak on it because I never did it. But I have an awkward question. Go for it. 909, whatever. What's your awkward question? Yeah, for some countries, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You need to blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to get through all of this. The question is, what happens if every computer gets hacked, but it blocks them from paying it? That's actually a good one. So you're saying if every computer gets ransomware, but the company can't pay the ransom because everything doesn't go out to the internet? You're gonna have to take it off the internet, right? Get on your phone or whatever, get on your Bitcoin fucking wallet and pay the ransom. Or if you're smart and you have good backups that you have good recovery points, you can say, fuck off, ransomware. I'm gonna go restore from a backup, and hopefully you catch it in time. You quarantine, you can take them offline and contain those machines. But yeah. That's an interesting question. Let's see what else. Blah, blah, blah. Do you have any channel Insta? Yeah, Jared's on he's on my Discord as well. We need to catch up, Jared. Maybe I'll catch up maybe this week. Have a phone call. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I love how it says Jared next gen. That's interesting. He knows why it's interesting because is there a borderline to obtaining? Is there this thing keeps. Is there a borderline of obtaining too many certifications for a person entertaining? Oh man, that's a good question, and because I used to get that question more so years ago because I don't put all my certifications that I've taken on my resume. Even I started removing stuff on LinkedIn as well. I was doing certifications, but to answer your question, I don't think there's ever too many. I think it all depends on what your point is. Like I take certifications now more to talk about them, the God honest truth, right? Or just to learn a different technique. Like, do I need my CPTS or CBBH or PMPT or PJPT? No. The God honest truth is no. I don't need those to, I'm pretty far in my career now that I can make good money, and I don't need those certifications. I do these certifications so I can give back and give my advice and give my feedback and my review to the folks that are coming up in the game, that are like, okay, should I go XYZ or LMNOP, PMPT or whatever certification. That's the reason why I do it today. I don't do it for me anymore. I do it for you guys. Yeah, what up, bro? Get it? Yeah, George. You know how we do, son. Thank you. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't even think like that's funny that Jared says the F bomb. Like, I just talk and it's just a word that just flows with it. You think I'm bad? My father's even 100 times worse. It's like the F word is this like built in. I think it's an Italian New York thing. I don't know. It's not even a curse word for us. It's just like, hey, hello. That's just what way we think about it. CEH is more or less HR. Yeah, exactly, George. You're right about that. CEH is definitely more of a gateway, HR gateway tool. 38, Andrew. 43. Oh, these are the numbers that, yeah, 43. Damn, do I look 43? Damn, son, Tom, fucking. Oh, there you go. The F bomb. You're really killing me, Smalls. You're younger than me. Yeah, Glenn, few years, 42, 35, and I'm 38. For those people, I'm 38. I'll be 39 next month. All right. We only have 10 more minutes. I'm going to try to get through these. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to see what else is in here. The best place to hide something. The driveway. Trailer Park Boy. That's actually a funny... man, I used to watch that. It's pretty crazy. I'm out, going to continue in the fight. Yeah, man. Enjoy. Thank you for stopping by. OSINT is a great topic, but how many jobs relate to this? I didn't know what kind of jobs are specialized. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, so my OSINT is more built into the external pen testing aspect. When you're doing external pen testing, you're going to do some built-in OSINT in order for us to gather intel on the topic. But yeah, you can definitely do OSINT as a career. I think that's definitely something that's doable. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm not an OSINT specialist. I know how to do OSINT, but there's some people that get into the metadata, get into really granular aspects of OSINT. Like they post a picture, and you can put this into different tools and exfiltrate the metadata and look at like the latitude and longitude, there's all this crazy shit. So, but it all depends on how crazy you want to get. All right, we're almost at the end of this these questions, so perfect timing. I'm new to completely new. I'm a noob too. Like I'm learning something every day. Like I never want to be an expert. I just want to be a student of life. So if someone says that they're expert or something, they're full of shit. But I play noob and I play a lot of Kali Linux, Armageddon, and brute force. Not much, so 500, which would be a good start. So you're talking more about like Wi-Fi cracking, Tommy. So yeah, you can definitely start with AirCrack and Airmon and Air Replay and if you really want to like maybe go for like the OSWP, that's a good certification. If someone wants to get Wi-Fi hacking, since they're really the only Wi-Fi pen testing certification out, OffSec I can give. I never took it, but I heard the OSWP, I think Offensive Security Wi-Fi Professional, was pretty cool. And I'm not sure how old the techniques are because a lot of their stuff is like 2 to 3 years old. So I'm not sure if you're just cracking WPA2 or WEP. I don't know. I don't know really what they're about, but I have this tickle on my nose. Have a good one, y'all. See you around. Thanks. Later, dog. Yeah, so I'm jealous of your hairline, Pat. Yeah, I got a lot of hair, man. For my age, I don't think I'm going bald. I'm going fucking gray, but I don't think I'm going bald. But can't wait to stop by a new place. Yeah, Kev, you're welcome here anytime. You know that. Any good digital forensic certs recommendations? So, and I did the CHFI many years ago, which is Certified Hacking Computer Forensics. Well, computer hack and forensics investigator from EC Console. And their certification was really good, but there's definitely some other digital forensic certifications that you can get. I haven't tinkered with that much, but the CHFI is a good one. I thought it was pretty useful. And yeah. So, question for you, Pat. True or false? That's that's a good one. It is true. I don't really talk too much about the thing about me. I don't like to talk too much about my successes. Not because I don't like to like brag about things either. I just like to keep my stuff, especially when I'm doing stuff more for the fact that I'm doing like with a group of friends, like the CCIE, when I was studying for that, I wasn't doing it for a job. I wasn't doing it to make more money. I was doing that because a group of friends was doing their CCIE. And I was like, I'll jump on the bandwagon. And at that point, I just had like CCNP security, and CCNP wireless. So I think I have 3, and then I have CCDP, but they're all expired now. I never kept up with those. And a lot of my stuff, all my VMware, my VCP, VCAP, all my Microsoft stuff, and my Palo Alto PCNSE, PCNSA, they all expired. And I did my PCNSA or whatever, which is Palo Alto Certified Security Engineer and Administrator. I did that when I first started my YouTube channel because I was working, same thing, with a group of friends studying for PCNSA and PCNSE. And my first video was how to install Palo Alto and VMware. And it was pretty interesting. Thank you, InfoSec Pat. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. One thing to start, really, WPA2, WPA3. I'm more informed. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's dope. Inspiration for real. I appreciate it, man. Like, I just, do it more to today. I don't really like to brag about my stuff. I just do my thing, and I just, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all it's about. Giving back to you guys. And trust me, if I didn't love all you guys, and I didn't care about you, I would say fuck it, and I'll hang up the mic tonight. You know what I mean? But it's not about that. It's about you guys. But yeah, man, thank you so much. About top of the hours. I think we hit like 126 people tonight that was tuning in. So thank you so much for asking questions, hanging out. And hopefully as the weeks go on, we'll get this room filled up. And yeah, I'm totally down to hear some ideas how I should design my office. So ideas are definitely welcome. So you can put it in the comments, or you can hit me up on socials, InfoSec Pat. And I really appreciate, Kevin and Glenn for the super chats tonight. Thank you. Love you guys. And have a beautiful evening, everyone. Take care. See you next time.